Holler if you hear me, everybody. Welcome to Tuesday night in this corner of YouTube land. Everybody, let's gather around together again because we're continuing with this week's dedication to a quintet of pinup artwork I've been commissioned to do for the sake of one Miss Eagle writer right here on YouTube who's hired me to do these military pinups dedicated to the different armed forces over the decades. Last night was the U.S. Army of the 40s, and tonight it's the Navy of the 50s, as seen here with her little Cracker Jack mascot hat. Except here, decided to keep the sex appeal going. But here we had the just her open coat right there, so we all get to see what she's wearing underneath, with the little leg hiked up, so we can see a bit of that going on. Yes, sexy, and he knows it. One of my viewers is now saying right here in the stream. Yes, Miss Relentless has come on in, and all those other viewers out there who are coming around for the first time and are in the know, say hello. And for all those that are coming around again, say hello as well. First timers, remember, like, share, and subscribe, and also say hello right here in the chat, or later on watching. Make sure that you leave a comment because that's what gets these videos going up and making them more popular. It's the audience engagement. That's really what it is. And before that, I actually want to show off a little bit of difference between what I did here and my usual method of doing a preliminary drawing beforehand so I can get twice for the same bit. And right here is what I did with the Navy lady we'll be doing tonight. And then looking back at it and then going over it and looking at photo reference I had, I thought, well, maybe we should change some of it. Instead of the very tight shirt we got there, we decided to go with, she's still got the Cracker Jack hat, but leaving that blank. And now we've got her heaving breasts right here exploding for everyone to see. And here I have two different pieces to show of reference points I had for drawing this. I just get off camera right here. One I've had for a while, and now I just went through again because, yes, the art of Howard Chaykin from Dynamite a few years ago. It was more of a biography. It was part art book, part biography on artist Howard Chaykin, best known for stuff he did in the 1980s called American Flag. And this was let's see, above, this was a promotional piece for the comic, a sort of science fiction adventure about a sort of retro-futuristic society where the America is now run by a corporation remotely where the world's governments are now occupying Mars. And Ruben Flagg here is an out-of-work TV porn star who now has become to join the Plexus Rangers, the group of law enforcement officers in this dystopian Chicago. And if you want to see another example, there's that, and there's the Chicago Comic-Con of 1983. This was a promotional cover for the Comic-Con flyer of that year that he did, the year that American Flag issue 1 hit the shelves. If I can get to, you'll see why I looked at Chaykin's work when it came to how to do ladies like this, because there's a painted cover. It was a promotional piece, not a cover for there, and you can see the little lady up there, and these ladies too flanking Mr. Flag. Yes, Ruben Flag. That's with 2 G's. We can get more. And there's the famous cover of American Flag issue 1, where they added an American flag pattern behind him. But there he is, looking tough with the flag in his hands. He used to be he was the star of a show called Mark Thrust, Sexist Ranger. And then he gets fired and replaced with a robot, a hologram of him to keep on going that won't have to worry about the actor aging. And then on top of that, it winds up where nearly every woman he meets winds up wanting to bang him because he's their favorite male porn star. He was and now we've got, between all of that, we got the talk of, can we get 3 cute boys here in the chat? We have one. We got Christopher right here. Apparently there's Relentless is requesting that we get some sexy, cute boys here in the chat. And here's some other examples, except if I can get to, none of them really showing off the great work, but when it came to rendering ladies, because rendering ladies in that golden age Hollywood kind of lingerie is what Flag and Chaykin himself really became known for through American Flag. If I can get there. Here's one. Yes, Mark Thrust, Sexist Ranger. That's actually page 1 of issue 1 right there. And that shows the kind of graphic design methods that Chaykin introduced with American Flag. And particularly, yes, there he is, just out of work, coming in from the airport, going around. He's got those ladies around him, but we can show you some of the ladies. Here's what he did after American Flag was done, a vampire porno comic, hardcore porno comic called Black Kiss. And here was the cover for issue 1. Now you know why I was looking at this to render that retro, cool kind of look for a lady of the 1950s in that sort of way. Except here, we've got her coat flapping, what's supposed to be her jacket there, her button down flapping a bit like a cape, and her little tied off around the neck right here handkerchief going off, flying away. But her hair's not really in motion because we have the two sources of motion here and here, like I did for last night where we had her tie going and her in the tie going in her hand, flapping along a little breeze there to give it a bit of what's going on, where there's some motion in there. Like when it comes to female superheroes, if they don't have a cape, they've got that hair that you can draw and make it move and flap in a way that looks like what compensates for when you have Superman and he's got that big cape. And with female characters, if they have a cape or not, you can make that up for it with making the hair go that way. But I decided to go and have her little handkerchief and her button going off there. And of course, she's hiking up the skirt a little bit so we can see the ends of her stockings right there in that vintage 30s, 40s kind of leg stockings the ladies would wear that Dave Stevens was fond of rendering in his pinup paintings as well as his comic The Rocketeer. And apparently Christopher, another regular viewer of mine, wants to get extra cute points for his buttered buns. Yes, unsalted, of course, unsalted butter he likes to use on his buns. Oh yeah, there's another example you see here and across this whole page of those. Except this Black Kiss sample page is an example of a comic that was set in the present day of late 1980s and was made. But yes, that vintage Betty Page era lingerie was very, very much something Chaykin was always into. Hence why he always draws his ladies in there. There's a good on the cover of this issue, issue 2. You see flag with a lady like that. There's another example there. Or she looks nice, but she's not what I'm referring to. If I can get some in there, come on up here, some more examples, some more samples. Where are we gonna go? Trying to find it. Get in there, but we can get a little sample. Oh yeah, up. Now we're getting somewhere in the back pages. That's a little nice. Welcome to Ventucky, the hillbilly city by the sea. This is a shirt design that Chaykin did for a little local thing. He's been living out in Ventura, California since like the 90s, I believe. He moved out after he did American Flag. He moved out to California and found work in TV and would do like comics on the side with his TV work. And he's been living out there in Ventura, California, which supposedly is referred to as the hillbilly city by the sea. I can't ever recall going out there to Ventura by the beach over there, so I have to go take his word for it. But there's a nice rendering of the Punisher. You can get some more samples. That's a nice lady. Oh, there's another one up there in this piece. That's sort of an old West looking hooker. And then this one here on this cover for City of Tomorrow. You see another example of his lingerie clad ladies he loves to render. Oh yeah. And, yes, when you work in TV writing for years on end, you've got that Writers Guild pension to fall back on. You can go and take the time to go and draw comics for yourself and do the ladies that look like this. No matter how problematic the SJW crybabies will try to talk about, because screw them, I'm going to make what I want. Here's one that's just in a rough pencil form, but you can see what he's getting at in that way. Let's see if we can get any more in this little back page sample here. A lot of great stuff, but not really pertaining to what I'm trying to show off. And we've got bibliography in here, but nice little for your eyes only sort of reference there with those legs and Bango Tango. Amazon Attack 3D. There we go. There's another great sample. It's tiny, but it shows what I was getting at with looking at Chaykin stuff to figure out, okay, what's be a good way to draw this? Here's an Eagle Rider herself is coming in saying, for every crybaby SJW, I do another big busted woman that represents me. Hashtag big boob representation. Yes. Spread the hashtag big boob representation. And the ladies here that Chaykin is drawing, always in there. That's why, besides Chaykin's work, I also once again went back towards the Danger Girl sketchbook, the expanded edition, which I thank Nick for sending me I know he sent me this one for sure. The Art of Howard Chaykin. I think this was sent in by someone else. There's a Either way, they're both very, very vital, especially right now, since retro cool is Chaykin's work. That's really his modus operandi and what he draws and the kind of stories he writes. That's why he was the one in charge of bringing back the Shadow and the comic books in the 80s with DC. But he was just the writer. He wrote and drew a miniseries for it called Blood and Judgment. And he actually took the character the Shadow and brought him into the 80s, but still had that retro flair, retro cool graphic design sensibility that he brought to the character. It's just that he didn't need to make it a period piece to make it, the Flash, to make the Shadow work again. When did you get the Howard Chaykin book? Asks Nick. This was sometime, I think, June last year that I got this. This showed up in the mail, and it was a quick, entertaining read if you're interested in Howard Chaykin's work and in his life story. Like, this gives you a real comprehensive, most of it from the horse's mouth himself, talking about his life and how his career started and all that. That's why I would recommend this over, glancing the Wikipedia page if you're really interested in this guy's work. Or there's also plenty of interviews online he's done at conventions. And in the last couple of years, there was a great cartoonist kayfabe interview he did, as well as an interview more recently with Graham Nolan's YouTube channel. I'd recommend looking at the both of them or listening to the both of them while you're doing something else. And especially one of the comic I bought for myself was the trade of a recent comic he did that was very controversial called The Divided States of Hysteria, which, yes, was all about a black ops team being assembled to go and stop a terrorist cell after they trick a pregnant woman into wandering into Times Square and letting a bomb be detonated from inside her womb. And it's up to a disgraced federal agent along with a cross-dressing prostitute, a black supremacist, and a KKK demolition expert to track down this terrorist cell and save America from, from their latest terrorist attack. And the ending of the story is that the disgruntled agent and the cross-dressing prostitute run off together and into Italy, I think, with a bunch of money they stole from the terrorist cell that they were stopping. Let's get back in there. Of course, this cover, I can never get enough of looking at this lovely cover. Yes. They sound like my weekend in Bangkok, says Christopher. Well, if you really want to see something even more messed up than that, I think it's not in print anymore, and you have to find like paperbacks of it at really high prices. But Black Kiss, that vampire porno comic, that's a film noir, it's a murder mystery, and it's a vampire story all at the same time. And it is hardcore. You see penetration, you see fellatio, you see anal sex, all of that. I saw one blog that did a review of Black Kiss where they in the blog they reprinted pages of Black Kiss, but all these shots of penetration they superimpose a picture of Howard Chaykin's face over all of them as like a joke to censor. They censor all the penetration with Howard Chaykin's face. And if you want an example of stuff he's done in the 70s, before he went back into comics to do stuff to do American Flag, he did a lot of commercial artwork for like doing book covers and doing illustrations for magazines and all that. And an example of that, I would say, that really caught my eye was something that you older ladies and gentlemen out there would know more than the more contemporary ones. But here's this two-page illustration, this two-page spread for an illustration in Swank Magazine from the 1970s that he did. Yes, yes, Swank Magazine. Ask your parents or grandparents about Swank Magazine. And this was an illustration of Chaykin's before American Flag. And he also did some contributions to the heavy metal movie. Yes, and of course the famous Tarna right up there. Here's a series of the Whiskey Saga, a series of westerns published back in the 1981 by Stephen Winston, the Whiskey Saga, number 1 and number 2, Moonshine County and Cumberland Lighting. These were some covers Chaykin painted. Here's one. Christopher's talking to Eagle about what she likes, and the response there from Miss she's Eagle actually had something in here, but that message was retracted, so I was about to say it before it got pulled, so guess we'll now never know. But there's some others. Yes, you'll see what the kind of things he's into. And on top of all that, Chaikin also worked on Star Wars. Yes, the I mentioned before. Oh, here's another great example of Chaikin and his way with the ladies. There's the lady in some vintage Betty Page, Rita Hayworth era lingerie, but nice big Uzi. You know, the lady behind her. But yes, in the 70s, there's the Star Wars original comic book done by Marvel. The first 10 issues of Star Wars was drawn by Chaikin. And yeah, the first issues 1 through 6 were an adaptation of the movie. And then the rest of the series onwards was just its regular ongoing story, the first example of an extended universe of Star Wars. And from then on, Marvel would do the adaptations, the comic book adaptations of the Empire and Return of the Jedi as issues in the comic. Like issues 39 to 44 were the adaptation of Empire Strikes Back, except there was drawn by the exceptional Al Williamson. And Dark Horse, when they got the comic book license to Star Wars, reprinted all the Marvel stuff, and they reprinted those issues, those official adaptations of the original trilogy, as a miniseries they reprinted. And I have the miniseries reprint of Empire Strikes Back that I actually got for free. Mike DeSantis, who runs the Great Lakes Comic Con around here, the last Great Lakes convention I went to was Christmas 2019. I went there, and at his booth, he just gave them. He just let me keep them. I was like this, but I didn't have the cash to be able to buy it. And he's just, oh, just keep it. He wouldn't take it. And I'm eternally grateful to him for that. So, and here we have at the San Diego Comic Con in '76. This was the poster for Star Wars that Chaikin painted that was sold as a print there, along with I think like early like Betamax copies of the trailer and props and other stuff for Star Wars the year before it was out. There's the Eagle said, "Oh, she was trying to say something but typoed it to hell." Well, so yes, the Eagle, what was it you were saying to Christopher there? Because he was asking about this. Christopher is saying to I think everybody out there that when it comes to Amsterdam, you would love all the crazy sex clubs. Amsterdam is R-rated next to Bangkok, though. It was oof, all those crowds there and those Bangkok sex heroes, though. That's the problem. You would love that. Fill me. Christopher's response is to be filled to the rim. Yes, I know. I'm not sure if Relentless, you might know him from something else, but yes, Mike DeSantis, who's runs the Great Lakes Comic Con, they go to. It's, and Eagle here now she clarifies. I was trying to ask who he was speaking to, and laughing because I am a total kink, but also very shy and introverted, but at the same time very much a kink. Well, there's a lot of people out there who with a yeah, that you would if you met them in person and got to know them, they wouldn't be out overtly like that. But then they're and I respect their privacy. So if in their privacy they want to do the kind of things that they look at 50 Shades of Grey or that Anne Rice book and Exit to Eden that was made into that terrible Rosie O'Donnell film, but in the 90s was like this 50 Shades of Grey for the 90s, or the Unbearable Lightness of Being, and look at all that and think boring. All right. If they're not doing, if it's not again, they're not breaking the law, then okay, they want they want to be submissive to their man or their lady, All right, what was the one that Eden one? That was the one where the mistress is spanking the man and ordering him to say that he likes it, or other such things as that way. Yes. And now relentlessly back. She's going to get herself another drink. Yes, there's I think Eagle Rider said before earlier today that she was on the on some tequila. So she fits right in with the rest of the group of people here who are coming into well, they drink while I draw, so it's technically a drink and draw session. And the difference is that Eagle Rider, she declares, I'm very open about my kinks. Well, okay. Well, so is a lot of the other people around here. And although Christopher was speaking to Relentless when it comes to Bangkok and it comes to Bangkok and Amsterdam, and although Bangkok, I think a lot of it is illegal and illicit and dangerous, where Amsterdam, they have, the red light district is there and it's open and it's not, some dingy, scary underground kind of world. And Eagle Rider's explaining, no, I said I have a mouth like a sailor on tequila. I never drink. Okay. Eagle clarified. No, she was saying earlier that she talks like somebody who's drunk on tequila, but no, she's not a drinker at all. It was ever. Never, ever. I just had to take a muscle relaxer. Okay, well, yes, there's a difference between taking a muscle relaxer and drinking. So, all right, there's the clarification right there. And yes, Christopher wants Eagle Rider and all the other new viewers out there to know that he is a PB. There's clarifying himself. Yes, as a power bot. I'm not using the initials, but yes, as I was saying here, this page is the gift that keeps on giving. Where these two sketches here, this one you see up here, and this main one down here, were the main sources of inspiration for the U.S. Army one I did last night. I'd say this one up here, you can tell, was the main inspiration for what I took there, that little sketch, and worked it into what we see right here of Miss Crackerjack. I'd say because the hat and the scarf. That's why when I see the original, the U.S. Navy uniform from back in the day, from back in the time when my father served, no, my grandfather served in the Navy in WW2 in the 40s and all that, and you see the Crackerjack logo. Yeah, it's the same thing. So I look at that and I think, oh, the Crackerjack uniform, which I think is still on this day. And right now, we've got a new one in here, Parrot Head, who gives us 4 sandwich emojis. Well, hello there, Parrot Head. If you're a new viewer in here, then welcome for the first time. And if you haven't already, if you really are a new viewer, then remember, subscribe, because I feed on your subscriptions. So, Parrot Head, if you haven't already, please subscribe and post as many. Oh yes, Eagle Rider right there saying hello to Parrot Head. Yes, and Nick, of course, now Nick chiming in with his 2 cents. So yes, we know, Christopher, you are quite freaky in the bedroom. And Eagle explains that Parrot Head always drops sandwiches anywhere I am. He's a friend. Well, okay, we had a friend yesterday who's the Robin to Eagle Writers Howard Stern on the streams yesterday, and also McKinney 90 came in. So now we've got Parrot Head coming in too. I bring them all in. Send in everybody. Send in. Bring your messages. I've got plenty to go through. So, I wonder, knowing Chaikin, I wonder if Chaikin would be the and I just got the new subscriber alert right here, Parrot Head. Thank you. So that means we've got the channel going. That means we're growing at an exponential rate. Where hopefully I'm not gonna have to owe YetiCast that beer I promised him if he got to 1,000 subscribers first. But I was like, here's a good one here for done in that fancy pants style with the pencil, and it looks like the white chalk pencil. A little cowgirl. She's looking really naughty. But we also have this pencil sketch up here. Looks nice to do. Looks like it was fun for him. And of course, these 2 up there for Abby are just downright naughty. There we go. Yes. Yes, hit the subscribe and like button. There's a Nick answering, except Nick's declaration for the viewers hit the subscribe and like button. That was a message that was held for review. Yes. That's a nice. Thanks, Parrot Head. I'm glad my friends are giving. Eagle out there is thanking Parrot Head for her friends giving me support. Well, thank you out there. And, yeah, now I also was likely there in full, paid already for these pieces, and now it's just a matter of the PayPal, the 1 to 3 business day processing from PayPal to my banks, because I have a manager out there to send his commission out to, but. Yes, that's counting on the 1 to 3 days, 1 to 3 business days for it to go. So, and that's how we all know PayPal works. But that's why I thought, okay, maybe should I open one or not? And then a couple years back, I opened one, and now this is a situation where yes, it's definitely come in handy. Yes, and, well, especially when it comes to when you have an Australian brunette, when you have a smoking hot Australian, but brunette, not blonde, and she knows how to work a whip, because like the Baroness with G.I. Joe, or like the mistress from that Exit to Eden book I mentioned before, she likes to whip. And I mentioned before last night, honestly, I actually would like to be captured by the Baroness, and hoping that her way of torturing info out of an Amerikansky would be far more tantalizing than you'd think that Russian torture would be. Yes. Except then you would resist her torture, you would not surrender, and then you would escape. And as she was escaping, she would be screaming "Buryat Amerikansky." Oh yes. Yes, that's not Catwoman. That's Sydney Savage from the comic Danger Girl. And Richard 465 has also introduced himself, and uh, and now Christopher is also asking if Eagle Rider really is a sub, and Eagle Rider confirms with a word, and Relentless is liking that. And yes, Richard 465 is here, kind of trying to recover from lost data for my work. Well, yeah, that's why I do all my work by hand because I don't trust working digitally. And on top of that, also when it comes to all the blue light we get into our eyes from all the tablets and the screens we already work at, I don't need the extra, long term eye damage and brain strain on doing my artwork through a tablet like that. So that's why I'd rather go do there, or just if I were ever to have the resources to do a comic, I would crowdfund. I would just go and hire a colorist than going through the strain of learning the coloring process myself, all that stuff. I'm that's one where I'd be glad to go and okay have a colorist page rate. I'd work that way, and then okay, this is how much they get. Then how much their page rate I would give them would go into what they're going to be getting and what would be raised on Indiegogo. And the beauty of an Indiegogo crowdfunding project versus Kickstarter is that if you don't reach your crowdfunding goal through Indiegogo, you still get the money that was raised, as opposed to Kickstarter, which just takes it and keeps it for themselves. Like they know if that's not enough to show the why you should go to Indiegogo for your crowdfunding projects. If you're crowdfunding how to invent a new kind of power drill, or if you're going to do a comic, or if you're going to go and do a series of portfolio illustrations. Yes. And that's why I'm glad here to be doing these illustrations and for this little military project that Miss Eagle Rider here is going to be doing. And yeah. And also that Eagle Rider just reminded that she was just reminded that June 15th, she'll be 15 years married. And also, Parrot Head right here is complimenting Rosetta on her coloring skills, which I've seen. I view her streams and I see her social media, what she posts. And yep, that's why it'll be nice to see this one done. It's just a force of habit of my work effort that we've got this right here that I did. And I'm wondering if Eagle Rider there, if the preliminary color pieces I did, if it would be all right for me to keep these and to sell them on my store or not. And yes, so as a what do you Eagle? We want to know, and what do you have planned for your anniversary? There, it's your 15th anniversary. I don't know which. I don't think that's any kind of special medal or anything. Like I know 25 is the silver anniversary, so. Uh, and Eagle also says, I think she's referring to me that you've been nice working with me on price. Well, there's a that's why. And also a confirmation of go for it. So yes, you'll be seeing something rare where I'll be these color pieces will be posted to my store. And also, I wonder if the inked, I'll be photographing these before I ship them out, and wondering whether or not if Rosetta would enjoy me having these photographed and being able to post them to my Instagram or not. And here's one. We've got not Kitty. Oh, no, Riot Kitty here in the stream. Well, 15 years is longer than my parents and my aunts and uncles have been married. So that's impressive in my book, especially considering the exponential rate of divorces with what's going on with between from like boomer to then Gen X to then millennials and onward. And Riot Kitty says also hello. I followed the Twitter link. And Riot Kitty, if you of course if you haven't already, then hello there, Riot Kitty, and please subscribe if you aren't already. So the more the merrier around here. Yes. And here, Eagle explains her style is heavy shadows and 3D retro styles. Well, hence the retro 40s to 50s to 60s style military pinups I'm doing right here. That's why I'll save the Coast Guard for the 1980s, and I'll try to make it as Baywatch-like as I possibly can. Because yes, Baywatch was quintessentially 90s, but it started in 1989, and I would know because I have the original Playboy centerfold, who was the original leading lady on Baywatch, one Miss Erica Laniak, July '89. And actually, that was so recent that yes, her July '89 centerfold Playboy spread, she had already been cast, and the show was to premiere, and she was promoting it. and then she went on, and then Baywatch premiered that fall on NBC, canceled for the year, and then came back on syndication. And that's and then of course the weird metafictional thing where she played her Erica Laniak, the real life Miss July '89, played the fictional Miss July '89 in the film Under Siege, and they actually show the June '89 issue of Playboy right there. That's the same Playboy that Macaulay Culkin finds in his brother's private foot locker in Home Alone that he then tosses away. No clothes on anybody. Sickening. Yeah, look that up. So, and of course, I would say there's plenty of things to enjoy about Under Siege, not just Erica Laniak's little striptease. And knowing Relentless, she brought up how much she loved the film when I first mentioned it from a few streams back. And although she did confirm more recently that yes, her love of Under Siege is not just Erica Laniak's nudity, it's the film itself. And now Eagle Rider explains Riot Kitty, the identity of Riot Kitty. Riot Kitty is a longtime friend of mine. Hell, she did her face reveal on my channel a long time ago. She's going to be working with me on the pinups as well. Well, then it's be great to have Riot Kitty right here along with Eagle Rider to see what it is, to see me ink what it is I'm going to be doing for the two of you to enjoy. Because that's why we're going to be going into here. And also not the strangest and not the most gratuitous nudity I've seen in a film was from Under Siege. I don't know if anybody remember this. This probably shows certain people's ages in the stream, but there was a film Kramer versus Kramer in the 70s that it actually won Best Picture. It's about a Dustin Hoffman. His wife just leaves him in the dust and abandons him and to go raise their son by himself. And he actually starts, dating, getting back to the dating scene. And there's a lady who works with him in his advertising firm he works for that comes in, and then after they are home and having a little dalliance, the son walks in on his date topless after they just had sex. Yes, and the only thing that the kid asks her is, do you like waffles for breakfast? I think it's Parrot Head's response to Under Siege and the nudity there was that Deep Throat was better. According to Eagle Rider, Makini 90 also did a set as well and finishing colorizing them right now. That's great. We got this work going wrong. And Riot in response to all that is, gosh dang, I'm blushing. Gosh dang it, I'm blushing. Well, with the kind of ladies I draw, yeah, you should expect that I'd bring up Under Siege and Miss Seleniak's heaving breasts in that tight little coat she immediately yanks open to show those although for those eagle-eyed ones between her July '89 centerfold spread and her role in Under Siege, she clearly may have had some work done. I did see the Cinemassacre rental reviews episode of Under Siege, and I think it's the one Tony's one that says, yeah, those some great '90s fakes, as he calls them, referring to her breasts. Of course, then much like Fast Times at Ridgemont High in the '80s, Under Siege became the film that was then very popular to rent through Hollywood Video or Blockbuster or Family Video or your local store chain. Where yes, the VHS copies would always come back with that scene would always have tracking problems and the audio and picture quality would stretch and be damaged because so many people would rewind that scene or pause it or go frame by frame that it would wind up stretching and damaging the tape during that scene. Much like the famous Phoebe Cates, coming out of the pool, pulling her top open in Fast Times at Ridgemont High. There was in Riot Kitty explains herself. No, not in that way. I just don't like. I just don't take compliments very well, and I end up beat red. But I'm happy for the praise. And Nick is asking Relentless, how much did that Sharky dog of yours cost? Because yes, Relentless on her channel, her favorite little pet is the Sharky dog. Since Relentless came out of California and is now back home right here in Detroit, where I am. So she would like to. Yes, And yes, we've got a Vicky coming into the chat. Between Vicky and Relentless, we've got two of my three fabulous felines. That's the faction of my ladies that regularly appear in my streams. My fabulous felines are Vicky T, we've got Relentless here, and Mildred, who's been out on family business, so she hasn't been back in a while, and Relentless just came back from her vacation in California. So where's Mildred been in all this time? And according to Relentless, her Sharky dog cost her $3K. But however, there was a payment plan for that if you'd like to choose that. Yes, there are some things on Amazon that have payment plans for them. And Wright says, yes, she's going to start the same project shortly. I thought I'd check out this channel tonight. Well, thank you there, and for subscribing if you already haven't. That's I've got. If not, then I'm gonna owe YetiCast a beer, and by God, I'm too competitive to owe anyone like that. To owe that booze. There we go. The nose, nice little up sweat nose, and now here, let's see, down the leg, fully detailed in there. Oh yes. Got it. And now here. Sloping and slim. Not too much delineation. You know, she's supposed to be like a pinup model from back in the day. They wouldn't really have like muscle tone. That's why if you look at Betty Page's photography, her photographs she modeled for back in the day in the 50s, she actually had some like a bit of muscle tone on her, and like in the back and in the stomach and all that. So that's what made her another thing that made her special compared to the contemporary models of the time, whether they be Esquire or Playboy, or you know the actresses that were the sirens, the starlets of the day. And Nick is asking me if I'm going to do another video with my remote control car. Yes, I will. I most certainly will, because I got the rave reviews for my Mario's Coin Laundries, my laundromat of choice. And yes, one of the Christmas presents sent to me off my Amazon wish list, specifically by Relentless, was the remote control car. That is, of course, I attached my GoPro on there and went through a ride through my Mario's Coin Laundry. So yes, I'm there. I did that, and I will be doing another video very soon. So you will be expecting that. And also I promised them on my birthday, when I went to East Detroit Bakery, I was plugging the channel, and I've said that yes, I would do a video showing off the bakery, which I'm literally walking distance from where I got my birthday cake from. And I walked in there with my replica WCW World Heavyweight Champion belt that was a gift from Nick, along with a shirt that was a gift from Nick, the Dick the Birthday Boy shirt that's made famous by Red Letter Media. Although, even though recently I've soured on them and unsubscribed from the channel, but the shirt was a gift, so yes, that's still fine. And here, Vicky T, she's been a subscriber for a few months now, and yeah, Vicky's wondering that Mildred's still gone, since Relentless is back in the city back here, and yeah, Vicky's coming around, and yeah, Vicky also is introducing herself to Miss Eagle Rider and to one Miss Riot Kitty. So we've got everybody saying hello to everyone else there. And also Riot Kitty's announced subbed, that she's subbed as well. So we've got her, and we've got Mr. Parrothead. It's Mr. Parrothead, of course. But now, does that mean that Parrothead does he speak like Don Rickles in Toy Story, who was the voice of Mr. Potato Head? And I don't care what any woke weirdos say. It's Mr. Potato Head. It's a damn potato head. It's like that. It's got to be gender neutral. Oh, good God. Don't you have better shit to worry about? Wow, neat. And Riot's response is, wow, neat. You can do so much stuff for the GoPro. Yep, I do. I plan on doing many neat bits of video content with the GoPro in the future for my Saturday uploads, which have nothing to do with art and me just showing off or highlighting something going on in this in the city. And Eagle says here, I have to go back to bed. I'm in a bad shape medically today. Please, guys, hop to my channel and sub, and you'll see me work on these on my afternoon art show soon. Yes, 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 yes. Everybody go in there. Let's do a relay here. Go down to Eagle Rider's channel and subscribe to her as well, and like what she does. And once once these I'm doing this week on these week streams are get shipped, sent out to there, she'll be you'll be seeing them colored on her channel. Here's one. And Relentless is saying 100, 200, 400-meter relay, 800-meter relay. It was let's see. Oh, yeah, that's Relentless referring to when she ran track at East Detroit High. She ran 100-meter, 200-meter, 400-meter relay, 800-meter relay as well. And Parrot says, "No, she's no. I'm just a second-generation Jimmy Buffett fan." Oh, okay. Well, I don't know Jimmy Buffett that well. My knowledge of Jimmy Buffett comes from the South Park insult, where the Cartman has AIDS and he tries to get Elton John to perform at his AIDS charity. Instead, Jimmy Buffett shows up and starts singing. And Cartman goes, Ma'am, nobody likes Jimmy Buffett except for frat boys and alcoholic chicks from the South." And the 200th episode where they insult Jimmy Buffett again and go, Jimmy Buffett here. Nobody could ever say that all your music is drunken frat boy monkey garbage. Or Tim Burton. Nobody can make fun of all the rehashed movies you've made lately. That nobody can ever point out that you haven't had original thought since Beetlejuice. And then you put Johnny Depp in the same crappy music in every film. And that if you're that in love with Johnny Depp, you just have sex with him already. Jeez, that'd be swell. Well, if you've been watching Tim Burton's movies lately, it's not that he's in love with Johnny Depp. It's that he clearly wants to bang Eva Green. It's like a 2000s era Woody Allen, where he kept putting Woody Allen in his film. Woody Allen kept putting Scarlett Johansson in his films because he so badly wanted to bang her. And she was the kind of, calculated careerist who knew to, dangle the pussy in front of a aging creeper old director so she could work with this esteemed director and, boost up her credibility as an actress. Yeah, it was what was that what was that line Razorfist said in one of his videos about the Ghost in the Shell casting controversy? Scarlett Johansson sucks the chrome off can suck the chrome off a trailer hitch, especially if you're in the director's chair. I have that bootay. That's why the coach put me on the anchor position in the Trek team, says Relentless. All right. That's the bootay for being the anchor in the track and field relays. Yes, that's the one who gets all the glory of getting the final lap, winning the race. Right there. Okay. Now let's get in on her lovely little stomach here. She called me a... Oh, and of course, Christopher coming in with a joke about a 100-meter man. And Nick brings up having gone to Key West in 2012 and thinking it was okay. Yes, Parrot Head calls himself a Jimmy Buffett fan, and well, I don't know anything about Jimmy Buffett besides South Park insults, so I can't be a judge of Jimmy Buffett. I don't know anything of his music, so again, no, what do they know? They're Broadway guys, so they think Broadway is cool. So what do the South Park guys know? And I really came out not liking the South Park vaccination special. It's like you go and you're cashing in on all that, and all the things you could say about who's done what kind of government where and what kind of lockdowns or what kind of lack of lockdowns, and the main thing is to just go with obvious jokes about QAnon. All right. Yeah, it seems like a bit of a sort of false advertising, like that episode they did where it was supposed to be about the marketed as, oh, this is the episode where they tackle Occupy Wall Street, and most of the episode was about Cartman and his violent delusions with all of his stuffed animals killing each other. If you remember that one? Yes. We were a complete bait and switch like that. Like the whole idea is, okay, the pandemic special they did last year, and now this is the vaccination special, and instead, like it's that's wasted opportunity there. Perry Heads recommends that I look up Margaritaville. Is that an album or just a song? Because I've heard the Margaritaville song on the radio before, but I'm wondering if that's just a song or if that's also the name of an album. The Wasting Away Margaritaville. I have heard that song before. And here Riot Kitty says, I have to go to bed. I've got school in the morning. Good luck with the drawings. Think you're right, Kitty. We'll see you later, and thanks for subscribing. And Christopher clarifies, yes, that's the name of an album as well as the song. So well, that clarifies that. Yeah, there are those like remember Motley Crue did that with their Girls, Girls, Girls was one of their big hits that gets a lot of 80s classic rock airplay. Well, that was also the album that single that song came on. That was called Girls, Girls, Girls. And that's one of their like that and Kickstart My Heart are like the ones I remember off the top of my head when it comes to Motley Crue. Yeah. I know like they were the band that were the biggest hair metal band at the time. And I've asked people before who were around back then, end of the 90s, which do you think was which did you hate more, hair metal or grunge? And honestly, between the two of them, I would disliked grunge more because at least hair metal had showmanship. You know, the bands like Motley Crue or what was the Poison, those other ones that were around the time, they had, you know, the weird, like, you know, the kind of drag queen fashion sense they all had. And when they got on stage and they were all, you know, they were, you know, loud, they were boisterous rock stars putting on a damn show for you. And they took the theatricality of Kiss and that they did it their way where they mostly revolved around like dressing like ladies, where if you put them and their playmate girlfriends and wives and stood behind them and you couldn't really tell apart the lady from the guy. And that was their idea of how they dress themselves. No, and Nick, Leah was the one who likes trees. And yes, Vicky wishing us sleep well to Riot Kitty. Here's one. Here's one. And Parrot Head specifies it's Margaritaville is a song, a restaurant, and a franchise all owned by Buffett. Yes, I actually have seen Margarita. I remember seeing Margaritavilles when I lived down in Florida. That seems to be like the major place where you find the whole Margaritaville franchise. Yeah, I never went into one. I would drive by them. That's just me. Okay, now we got that down there. Up here. Now we're gonna go in with the bra right there. Nice curvature. Steady downward stroke, not upward stroke. I've got those rickety wrists, so they easily tremor on me if I'm not careful. Right there we go. And get up in here on her little Cracker Jack hat. Yes, she's the naughty kind of sailor. Here's one. Who sent you that new Nerf gun? Oh yeah, this one here that made its debut in this week's target practice Trimaps video. This it came in it said enjoy the gift, but it just said it didn't come with a message. It didn't say who it was from. So I yeah, this one came in and it's another one like it's battery operated, so it takes two triggers. It's motorized, so and you gotta that you pull that and then you pull the trigger to fire. It takes 6 rounds. It's got a good magazine clip, and it all comes with a sight. So it's sort of like a pistol, like a handgun, but it comes with you can have the sight there. Here's one. Their ladies had bigger tits, says Parrot Head. That one, I'm not sure what the relentless one. What that's a reference to Parrot Head of saying their ladies had bigger tits. I lost my train of thought there, trying to remember where that was. Okay, now let's focus on her eyes up here. And there we go. And now there's a hair. Get the bottom lip nice. There, nice little mouth. She's got a dirty, dirty mouth. No, it's a good mouth. It's a clean mouth. It's just that she's a good girl who does naughty things, like posing like this. That's what do our Oh, the '80s hair bands. Yeah, their ladies had bigger tits. That's that. Oh yeah, the to tell apart the men from the ladies, because especially I don't think there was a single one of those band members of Motley Crue that didn't marry at least one playmate, from the Nikki Sixx to Vince Neil to, of course, I think Vince Neil was Pam Anderson was with Vince Neil before she married Tommy Lee. And I know she was with Bret Michaels, and that was that joke. The joke, Comedy Central, they did that roast of Pam Anderson a few years ago. That was around that time when Lisa Lampanelli was always in those roasts, and she said, "Yeah, between Bret Michaels and Tommy Lee, Vince Neil, Pam Anderson's life story should be a VH1 special called 'I Fucked the '80s.'" So, well, that's not really an insult so much as an example of it's funny because it's true. I bet even David Byrne, the frontman for the Talking Heads, probably got to sleep with Pamela Anderson. She's the she was it was the she was utterly enraptured by his knowledge that there's water at the bottom of the ocean. The, the, well, sometimes you may find yourself waking up, having made sweet love all night long to Pamela Anderson, and you ask yourself, well, how did I get here? Because, because I'm a playmate and you're a rock star in the '80s. Please stop making sense. Stop making sense. I wonder if all these Talking Heads references are just going up all way over everybody's head. And at the end of the day, if you've got the references or not, end of the day, heaven is a place. Everyone's trying to get to the bar. The bar is called heaven. Heaven is a place where nothing ever happens. Done. All right. You know the stormy weather, burning down the house. I think that's enough for now. All right, where are we gonna go? Where's that? Yes, here's the one with her little handkerchief. There we go. And now here we go with the flag of there. And now over here. Oh. Now let's go. And there we go here. And one more on her naughty little outfit. Naughty little cuff there. There we go. The bar is called heaven. Heaven is a place where nothing ever happens. Go killer. Made 6 figures. Went to. Here's one. We got some more talk here in the chat. Then been there with my Brazilian boy. He also left Chicago, so it's a long story. It was 5 days and nights of tequila. No, he's here. He was absolutely crazy. He made 6 figures. We went to Amsterdam, Toronto, Chicago, Vegas. Guy was crazy. And CBGB. It was yeah, the '80s hair band. Parrot Head brings up the '80s hair bands. Yeah, that's why those guys had showmanship. Yeah, their music was crap, but they were they're still more theatrical and entertaining than grunge. And now's the CBGB. Was that the one in New York? Relentless, the original one out there. And yes, I've watched Geeks and Gamers over the So you don't like Red Letter Media anymore? Do you not like no, it's not that. I was saying before, I said it earlier that Nick, no, the shirt was a gift. So yeah, it's not that I don't like. I just stopped watching the. I just unsubscribed to the channel. That doesn't mean I hate the shirt. I'll keep it. It was a gift, and I appreciate all gifts from my fans. Like it could be a gift from it. Just because there's a gift might remind me of somebody or something that I've turned sour on, but I know to not knock a gift horse in the mouth. So that Dick the Birthday Boy shirt, I'll keep that, and I'll appreciate that, and I'll keep wearing it on my birthdays. It's just, yeah, the Red Letter Media is a channel that I've turned my back on, Nick. That's to be a. I have and will appreciate that gift, and I'll keep it around. I'll definitely be keeping it around, and yeah, having it on that time of year. Now let's go. Where else? Just got to finish her bra. There we go. There we go. Just what. Now up here, oh, there we go. A nice little, sort of like those strips on apple pie. The apple pie crust, that's just those strips. Just like this. And supposedly tomorrow is hump day, according to Relentless. Was it? And the president was in Columbus, Ohio today, according to Nick, our resident Columbia resident. There, a little announcement right there for anyone who's interested. That's his announcement. That's the difficulty with the intricate details on something like this, is that it means you have to really keep your hindquarters focused on this baby right here. And now the opposite direction on the other breast this way. There we go. Now we got her little. It was a. Did someone mention apple pie? Yum, lick that pie, says Relentless. Oh yeah, that's I was bringing up the East Detroit Bakery. That's the pie reference. That's now got Relentless all excited. Happy about that. I like to get my audience excited, preferably about my work. But then again, there's all the talk about the Amsterdam and the like. So with this, we have a finished piece. I thank everyone tonight for watching, and those new viewers out there who haven't already, make sure to like, share, and subscribe. And of course, all of you can help out the channel by following the first link in the description below to my online art store. Pen and ink illustrations like this are $25 a piece plus shipping and handling. Color drawings like this one are $20 a piece plus shipping and handling. I have sketchbooks like this that are full of artwork that are $25 a piece plus shipping and handling. And you can commission me for pen and ink illustrations like this. They are $50 a piece plus shipping and handling. And commissions are the last item for sale in the pen and ink illustration categories in my online art store. Besides that, I also have, you can help the channel by making a donation. The donations are the first thing you see when you follow the link to my online art store. You can donate to help me out in any dollar amount you'd want, any dollar amount you're willing to give if you want to support me. But the artwork here, there's nothing you want to see, buy or commission. Besides that, I also have Twitter and Instagram. You can follow me there if you dare. And I also have an Amazon wish list for all of you out there to help make a purchase on my behalf if you want to. Besides all that, tomorrow night, 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific, I will be live again, and I will be illustrating another lovely lady like this, who will be a Marine Corps officer dedicated to the 1960s. Yes, tomorrow night, 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific. It'll be a 60s Marine Corps pinup for all of you out there to enjoy. And maybe a former Marine Corps, Mildred, might, maybe she'll return to the streams if we see the Marine Corps out there. So I thank you all for watching tonight. As always, it's always great to do these, especially now with the growth and development of what's been happening with my content. So I thank you all. And as always, don't forget, see you, Space Cowboy.